Hi, this is Ralph Harbison. Today we're going to continue our discussions on goals and goal setting. Today we're going to talk about planning, making your plan, working your plan, and how to tie it all together. Quick recap, we've discussed what a goal is. A goal is the desired outcome that a person, a group, an organization, or a process looks to achieve, plans to achieve, and then works along that plan to achieve it. We discussed why you need a goal, how a goal helps elevate your life, how without goals you're going to always be stuck in survival mode. We spoke what makes a good goal, how the best goals typically have SMART objectives, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound objectives, although in some cases those are not required, but as a rule you're going to have those on your best goals. Then we've also spoken about how you set the goal. You write the goal down, write the sub-goals down that you need to achieve in order to get there. You put all that together. Then we've spoken about a few helpful hints, things like the dream board, the difference between a process and the system-driven goals versus your short-term goals, how to put together a way to evaluate what's going on. Now we're going to talk about the plan. Where the plan comes from, how you work the plan, and where you go from here. And we're going to tie it all up together, so to speak. The best way to get to your plan is to look back at that list of goals with all the sub-goals underneath it. Then, underneath those sub-goals, you fill in exactly how you get to that sub-goal. Basically, you have created your plan. Now, sometimes you're going to find out that you didn't put enough steps in there. So what you're going to have to do is create more sub goals. That's fine. That's okay. It's part of the process. What you're going to be left with is a list of things that you're going to have to do to achieve your goals. That in and of itself is the definition of a plan. You have to have a plan, especially for longer term goals, because that is part of the definition of a goal. Without a plan, you no longer have a goal, you have a wish, you have a dream. You do not have what you want. So, you put together this plan. Now, on a short-term goals, the plan may be very simple. For example, my short-term goal is to eat something, I'd go to the kitchen, get my food. Really simple. Longer-term goals, bigger goals, more elaborate ones, business goals, you may have literally hundreds of steps, but that's fine because they are specific and measurable, they're achievable, they're things that you're going to be able to track. When you put a plan together that you can evaluate, track, and correct, it becomes a process or a system. I use both words interchangeably, that's why this blog has both words put in every time. So as you go through, you're going to evaluate, you're going to correct, you're going to rework, you're going to start over, you're going to do it again until you get something that is something that you can replicate. You can reproduce it, you can enact it anywhere. In some cases, you can even sell it to others, give it to others, or not even be present and have your plan work to achieve your goals. Now, when it comes to the planning stages, there are three places that a lot of people get messed up. The first place is in the constant planning stage. They are just never quite ready to enact the plan. This is one that impacts me a lot. I'm the kind of person who overthinks. I analyze every possible outcome. So what I'm left with is inaction because I just never put the plan into effect. No plan will work if you do not work the plan. Then the second aspect of it is all plans run into trouble in the real world. History is full of quotes related to military experts or athletes who tell you things like that. One of the funniest, I believe it was Joe Louis, who said, everyone has a great plan till they get hit in the face. Generals have said no plan has ever survived contact with the enemy. Plans fall apart. It's natural. It happens. What you do is you stop, assess where the plan went wrong, start all over again. The second thing that tends to trip people up in this is not elaborating enough on the plan. It's kind of the opposite version. They run in without a plan, half-cocked, flying by the seat of their pants. In the end, though, they're going to hit the same adversity, the same problems, the same situations, but they don't have a plan to fall back on. They're going to get paralyzed because of their lack of planning. So you do have to be elaborate enough in your plan to actually have a plan in the first place. Remember, without the plan, you do not have a goal at all. You have failed at step 0. The third place where people get messed up is in what they like to call time management. Now, time management is its whole thing. I can do hours on time management. Time management and goal setting are two of the biggest issues that people come to me with. So I'm not going to get derailed by time management in this venue today, but we'll talk about it later. Here's the deal with time management. If you have a good plan and you are focused on your goals, you've done your affirmations, you're doing the dream board, you visualize it, you see what you want in life, then time management becomes easier. One of the advantages of a goal with the SMART objectives is that it's time bound. Having that time crunch on you tends to make you work harder. People who say, I do better when it's down to the wire, they don't. What's happened is they've blocked out the other distractions and are focused exclusively on what they have to do. So having the plan and working the plan and having these deadlines helps your time management. Another thing here is where to-do lists and checklists come into play, especially if you're working a process. A checklist is a set of things that must be done every day, regardless of anything else. A to-do list are the things that have come up that must get done, as well as the things on the checklist. One way to think about it is a checklist is typed and it's the same every day. A to-do list is handwritten and it's going to be different from day to day. A lot of people find special value in this because they feel rewarded by checking something off. Be careful though, not everyone is that way. There are people who checking something off a checklist is not something that is any special meaning. So keep that in mind. But it's still a valuable tool. Today I can look at my checklist. I know exactly what I have to do today. I look at my to-do list. I know what other things I have to do. There's my schedule. Here's my time bound. I have to be done with it by the end of the day. Boom, my checklist and my to-do list have now become goals. Now I have to work the plan. So that's what you need to do. Now let's tie this all together. So we have our plan, we're working our plan, we're achieving our goals, we're doing our things. What happens when you fail? What happens when something goes wrong? Where do you go from there? It depends. If you've been watching your plan, you should be able to figure out where you went wrong. You should be able to go back and change it. Sometimes, though, it has nothing to do with your plan at all. Storms, natural disasters, deaths in the family, car wrecks. Well, you just stop, turn the page, start back over again. It's all you can do. That's fine. That's normal. Sometimes you're going to come up just short of the goal. What do? Change it, fix it, and go on. Try to get it again. But sometimes you actually achieve your goal. Now, people don't consider that a problem, but it is. People tend to plan to fail. They are used to failing. They are ready to fail. Part of it is because they're not used to having a goal, working towards a goal, and achieving their goals. Part of it is they've bought into a lie that says that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to fail. Life is just that way. You're not going to get what you want out of it. So you have to break that thought cycle. You are not meant to fail. You deserve better than failure. But you've won. You've got your goal. What do? Take a break. Look at it. Take it all in. Figure out where you went right. Take those feelings and remember them. Then think about your next goal. You want to feel that way again. There's another motivation. It can become like a drug. You've got to get that goal so you can feel this way again. What happens if you win big? Believe it or not, this is the worst thing that can happen. You win big and you're not absolutely ready for it. Where do you go? What do? Well, this time you have to stop and figure out, is your system right? Can you handle this big win? Can you do now the work that you have to do to maintain it? If not, you need to change your system, ramp it up, hire more help, subcontract it, do something. Otherwise, you're going to end up missing opportunities. You have the chance to break free, to launch, to be bigger than you ever were before, and you're not ready for it because you did not plan to win. Losing is easy. Winning is hard. Winning consistently is even harder. It's why you don't have undefeated teams in the NFL, in the NBA, or even in college sports very often. It's much easier to lose 1 or 2 games than it is to run the table. The pressure builds up on you. You're just not ready to deal with it. Then you lose that game and everything's fine again. That's not how you need to be. You need to be ready to win. You need to be ready to excel. So we get our goals. We've won. We've achieved. We've adjusted. Now what do? We set new goals. We keep on going from here. And it becomes a never-ending process. Once you start succeeding, you will find that success is very easy for you. Once you get used to succeeding, you will find that you can succeed at anything. It's infectious. It's the way it works. You're going to have troubles. You're going to have problems, but you will remember what it's like to succeed. That's why when you turn a team around, they tend to fly through it. They tend to have these magical seasons because once they get used to winning, they only want to win. They no longer have the negative thought processes. All right. So that kind of ties it up. The next thing is going to be a step-by-step, let's make a goal. And then from there, we're going to be done with the series on goals, and we're going to move on to our next topic. Please give me feedback. Let me know what you want your next topic to be. You can reach me at ralph@ralphharbison.com, and I would greatly appreciate it if you do. In the meantime, if you enjoyed this video, please favorite this YouTube, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, pay attention to my blog at ralphharbison.com and my website. Got lots of exciting things coming soon. In the meantime, have a nice day. Bye.